and goddesses. Today we're making something electric and super delicious. We are making creamy wild rice and mushroom soup. This soup is so delicious and so nutritious. You guys have got to try this. So the first step in making this delicious cream of wild rice soup is preparing your wild rice. I'm using 1 cup of wild rice. And did you know that wild rice is actually 4 different types of grass? Yeah, it's pretty cool. It also helps to reduce birth defects, strengthens bones, boosts energy levels, it's gluten-free, it's also high in fiber, and it boosts immunity. The ratio to make wild rice is 3 to 1. I mean 3 cups of broth to 1 cup of wild rice. You can use vegetable broth or you can use spring water. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to manually put my Instapot. I'm going to cook this for approximately 30 minutes. All right, and I'm going to pour in my lovely wild rice. So that means it is on. You can use a regular pot if you like, but I'm going to use my lovely Instapot just to expedite the process. I'm then going to input 2 cups of wild porcini mushroom broth. I'm going to input 1 bay leaf. And I'm going to let it cook for 30 minutes. So while our lovely wild rice is cooking, it's time for us to prepare our veggies. So the veggies I will be using are bell peppers. I am going to thinly chop this. You can use whatever vegetables you like or whatever you have in stock. These just happens to be my favorite. I'm going to use a yellow bell pepper. I'm going to use half of a small yellow bell pepper. You can just use 1. I just like the various colors that it adds to the soup. Coyote squash, also known as juju squash, and cut nicely. Some people take out the seeds, but I don't. I just leave that in. Finally chop this. I'm also going to use 1 grape zucchini. You can use any color zucchini you have on stock. I'm also going to use 1 yellow squash. I'm going to cut this up nicely too. Squash is just awesome. So you just cut half of your butternut squash. You're going to add this to your soup as well. You're then going to take 1/4 of a small fennel bulb, and you are going to thinly chop it to add to your soup. This is optional, but it adds like a nice minty taste. Oyster mushrooms, and I'm also going to use king trumpet mushrooms, and this gives it a nice chicken taste. So you're going to thinly chop your mushrooms. I'm also going to include the stem because why not? So you're going to add this to your mix as well. And you're going to thinly chop your king trumpet mushrooms. These are also nice and meaty, so that's why I love to add them to my soup. I'm also going to chop up 1 small yellow onion. You can use red onions if you like, but I like the sweetness that the yellow onion adds to our lovely, lovely dish. So I'm going to thinly chop this as well. Then it's time for you to roast your veggies. So line your baking tray or baking pan with parchment paper. You're going to add all of your lovely, lovely veggies to it. And the reason why you are going to roast your veggies is because it adds another depth of flavor to your soup. 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, I'm also going to input 2 teaspoons of grapeseed oil, Pour all of that goodness in here. All right. Grab a teaspoon and stir so all those lovely vegetables can get all of that lovely electric goodness on there. All right, and you're going to roast your veggies for approximately 5 minutes. So after you finish cooking your lovely wild rice, you are going to take it out of your Instapot and you're going to set it aside. So take it out of your Instapot. So I'm going to input 4 teaspoons of grapeseed oil. I'm also going to input 4 teaspoons of garbanzo beans flour as well. And then I am going to whisk all of this goodness together until it's nice and smooth. Like so. Your flour, once your roux is nice and smooth, you are then going to input your roasted veggies. So I've inputted my onions and my mushrooms, and then I'm going to input 2 cups of hemp milk. The recipe for the hemp milk will be in the description box. Then you're going to whisk all of this goodness together, all of this creamy goodness together, just to make sure it is nice and smooth. Look at how beautiful these roasted veggies look. So you're going to add all your lovely roasted veggies in. So pour all of that goodness inside. You're then going to add back in your lovely wild rice. So pour all that goodness inside. Put 2 cups of porcini mushrooms, porcini mushroom broth, and porcini mushrooms. So pour all that in as well. The porcini is optional. You're gonna mix all of this goodness together. Time for you to add in your spices. So the spices, I'm going to spoon of oregano. I'm going to input 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne, or more or less if you like. This is optional, but I'm going to add in some basil, some dry basil, or you can add in fresh basil, whatever floats your boat. I'm also going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of French thyme. You're gonna mix all of this goodness together. We're also gonna add in my favorite 3 sun-dried tomatoes. We're gonna finely chop them. If you would like this to be a bit more creamier, you can add 1/2 cup of walnut and Brazil nut cream. This is created by just inputting 1/2 cup of spring water and 10 walnuts and 2 Brazil nuts. So you're going to input your walnut Brazil nut cream, and this is completely optional, but this helps give that white color and just makes it even more creamier. So pour all that goodness inside. And you are going to mix everything together. Look at how beautiful this looks. And the beautiful color the walnut and Brazil nut cream adds to the dish. We are gonna let this cook down for approximately 10 minutes, just so all of the veggies and wild rice can get fully acclimated. Now is the best time for you to taste it and just make sure it is to your liking. So according to Dr. Sebi, when coconut oil or coconut cream is heated, it is detrimental to our health. So I'm going to add just a small slither of coconut cream once my soup has completely cooled. So I'm gonna throw my coconut cream in and I'm gonna mix in all of this goodness. And the coconut cream adds another level of creaminess to our soup. So our electric, creamy, wild rice and mushroom soup is finito. Look how lovely and creamy this is. So you are going to pour your lovely soup into your favorite bowl. Whatever bowl. This is optional, but you can top your lovely soup with some fresh dill. Since most people eat with their eyes, you're gonna try to pretty this up, even though it already looks delicious. I'm gonna add a little fresh dill to our soup, a little bit of our electric Parmesan on this soup. This really adds another depth of flavor. It really makes it that nice and cheesy. So this is smelling and looking amazing. Guys, you have got to try this recipe. This is what your final product would look like. And it pairs really well with some biscuit or breadsticks. And this recipe is super delicious and super electric. You guys have got to try this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.